Though this certainly may not be the opinion of every fan out there, I personally found the original Predator to be quite the silly, dare I say, dorky film in the best possible way, because when you get down to it, the film really is about a bunch of hyperbolically macho dudes running around the jungle trying to kill, or at least not be killed by, another large dude dressed in a rubber alien suit. And it was great, because it was just light and fun and simple in all the best possible ways, and just a fantastically entertaining time at the cinema. And going into this film, I really was hoping for a recurrence of as many of those components as I could possibly get. A fun cast, a light plot, and nothing too overtly complicated or convoluted. And this film certainly did deliver on some of those ingredients, and being that this film was written and directed by the same guy that did Kiss Kiss Bang Bang and The Nice Guys, I'm sure you can guess which ones. Shane Black is just uniquely talented at not just writing witty banter or hilarious one-liners. He's great at writing fantastic dialogue. Dialogue that expertly reveals character and develops the plot in genuinely interesting and engaging ways. Now, I'm not saying that that was always the case on this film, but by and large, from the very beginning of the film all the way to the very end, I did find myself quite enjoying the characters that Mr. Black crafted on the page. And what made those characters even more enjoyable was the fantastic cast that Mr. Black assembled, one that I personally found to be quite unconventional. Actors like Boyd Holbrook, Trevante Rhodes, Jacob Tremblay, Keegan-Michael Thomas Jane, Augusto Aguilera, Olivia Munn, and Sterling K. Brown certainly wouldn't have been my first choice or even second choice for the leading roles in a Predator film. Nonetheless, when they were on screen, together, delivering Shane Black dialogue, they were excellent. Especially in a couple of scenes which were unfortunately quite overplayed in the trailers, their chemistry and pitch-perfect dynamic were just so wonderfully evident. And like the original Predator itself, I was quite surprised that even while I spent most of the film just laughing with the characters and sometimes at the characters, I was still able to feel real peril and genuine concern for them as they entered into this film's climactic conflict. Of course, as you probably already have heard from a number of other critics, this film certainly wasn't without its flaws. First off, it was just incredibly rushed. Now, don't get me wrong, I certainly can appreciate it when a film isn't flabby in the editing and doesn't waste my time by overindulgently drawing out moments just because its director was too in love with his own film. But at the same time, if the film starts to feel like nothing more than a collection of bones with no real connective tissue at all, the scenes cease to fit together and the overall flow collapses. And whether it was a nervous 20th Century Fox that after seeing a first cut just felt the need to get back to Predator basics, watching a dude in a rubber suit hunt down a bunch of humans, or Shane Black himself doubting his original vision, this film certainly suffered from that rushed pace. And that was especially evident on this film because of its numerous intercut storylines, specifically because those storylines possessed so many varying tempos and tones. For example, particularly earlier on in the film, whenever we cut to Jacob Tremblay's Roy, his scenes just felt so saccharine and out of place as compared to what was going on in the rest of the film. And though I really did appreciate that this film genuinely attempted to expand the mythology of the Predator franchise, and that Mr. Black did put a lot of effort into building out that world by introducing new breeds of Predator, as well as warring factions amongst those aliens, each with different motivations, it was just a shame to watch in the end what seemed to be a studio forcing a writer and director to throw all that out the window and revert to an action sequence nearly identical to so many we'd seen in this franchise already. Though this time around with even less artistic care and investment. In the end, guys, the Predator really did seem to be a missed opportunity. Of course, like I've been talking about, Shane Black did have some great expansion of the mythology in there, as well as some great dialogue and great performances, but ultimately didn't really seem to have either the bravery and or the backing from his studio to fully utilize them in the way that he needed. And for all these reasons, I will give the film a 2.5 out of 5 and a heart, just because I really do enjoy Shane Black's dialogue and the characters and performances in this film. I would still love to know what you guys thought of the film though, so definitely comment below and let me know. And finally, please do subscribe. I'm going to continue to review films and television on this channel, and I would love you to stay up to date on all of those things. But for now, I'm Chris Hartwell. This is The Heartbeat. Thank you for joining me.